All right. Welcome back, Twitch and YouTube, to just another game. 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. We went through and we got a very special ending. We got the only true ending that you're required to get. And that is this one. It's marked with a yellow key. Now, the yellow key indicates that we are now set up to get the true ending of the game itself. That being said, we're going to make some choices. We need to unlock all these white keys to unlock this white lock. We have all the things we need to do it, but we're going to have to go in and we're going to have to make some choices. So we're going to go start by going... Let's go ahead and make some choices. Let's go ahead and make the door choices. We're going to, for sure, go through the 4 door, just to make sure we do this correctly. If we make these choices, it's assumed we've gone through that door to begin with.
Oh my talking! You're really only...
You're...
But let's just be sure.
Well, thanks.
Correct.
But
But,
who's going to...
oh yeah, all 8 of them.
Then it would.
Wait, I'm telling you,
Come on.
call me if I'm...
So...
Oh,
So
man,
I'm just
you
going to
think I'm
click in the
getting-
background.
Yeah, doesn't mean...
oh God.
Fine, I can't go anyone else. I'll go.
What?
I don't know if you'll hear it in my mic,
Because,
but
like,
I'm just clicking the game as
if
fast
you're-
as possible.
There's nothing. If I choose 7, and if you ask
7, the digital...
Oh, the 4?
Oh,
Wait,
look how
what about the-
happy Clover is.
Lotus, Outbreak, 8, 3,
Our
8
doors
plus the digit.
works out
It's full. I
perfectly.
don't know.
Then we...
Yeah.
So the T. 7s, Lotus. Are these really the Beyond Door 5 is? Of course, should I stick or should I stop them?
All right then. It seems I'm going.
Where...
The door...
Which door?
Door 4 will be fine.
I'll go through door 4 with Lotus, Santa, and June.
Just double checking that. Yeah, I need to go through door 4 and door 7 and then door 1 after doing certain checks.
There's nothing to worry about. I just need to stay. This should be fine. I should see the...
Looks like 8.
Now then. Goodbye.
Be careful. So...
What are you... It's fine. Or are... I assume...
Let's go.
Alright,
Hey! Did you find...
so that should...
Something's beeping.
Okay, we still haven't officially gone to the 4.
Hey, let's go! Come on!
The beeping.
Hey!
Yep. Oh, the death. You know, well, the death other than authentic.
Well, you be
Roger that.
That's our turn.
I'll go first.
Okay, so that should...
Okay, we ready?
Alright, now we're officially at on the 4 path. So the first choice we need to make, we need to go to the 2nd class cabins, and we need to go to the plate on the shelf because there's a
Hey,
conversation
Junpei. You got a minute?
we need to deal with Santa here.
Here, take this.
A bookmark? What is this for? Do you want me to read a book?
I found it in between some of the cushions on the sofa. Pretty sure it ain't gonna be any help to us, but I figured we might as well hang on to it anyway.
Then why don't you hold on to it?
You know what I hate most in the world? I got 4 things. Hope, faith, love, and luck.
Hope, faith, love, and luck?
Damn straight.
And you hate these things?
Yeah, you got a problem with that?
Man, this is so much nicer with the timeline thing.
Not
This
really.
will take a few
but
hours to do just to get to the start of the true ending otherwise.
What does a bookmark have to do with any of that?
Well, see, each leaf on the 4-leaf clover has a meaning to it,
I
okay?
considered playing through the true path from very start to very finish, but decided against it. Because the true path itself is going to take a little while.
And that meaning is pretty much those 4 words. It's like a flower language. Well, I guess it's not a flower, is it? So, leaf language, I guess? Yeah, you could call them leaf words.
Leaf words. Hope, faith, love, and luck. The meaning of the leaves on a 4-leaf clover.
So, Yeah, I want you to take it, okay? Just touching it gives me the creeps. Take the damn thing, all right? Here.
What do you want to do? All right, we want to take it.
All right, sure. I'll take it.
Oh, man, I feel a lot better now. That thing was a real pain, you know?
Do you really hate those 4 words that much?
Yeah, well, they can all betray you, you know? Hope, faith, love, even your destiny. Well, that's not my only reason.
What?
That's not the only reason I hate the 4-leaf clover. I just can't bring myself to like the number 4.
What, worried about the 4 horsemen?
Nah, come on. Maybe
Okay.
back in the Dark Ages. This is the 21st.
The rest of this is
I'm a
not
little
important.
insulted.
Then why do you hate 4 so much?
Cause it's a half-ass number. Not the best or the worst.
You-
9 is a way better number. So what if it's last place, right? At least it's not some lame-ass middle number.
What are you...
You play?
play?
You mean like gambling?
You mean like gambling?
Yeah, of course. What
Just
else
we didn't
would I
see
do?
this.
In Baccarat, the best possible hand totals 9. They call it Le Grand. But the lowest, most worthless cards, the zeros, they call Monkey.
Just like the guy in charge of this game, huh? Zero's a monkey.
What? Oh man, you're totally right. The guy who trapped us in here sure is one hell of a monkey.
You know, if you think about it, the nonary game is really a lot like Baccarat. And of course, it doesn't use any of that stupid digital root junk. You just drop the tens digit, and that's it. Still, it does have the same idea of your final number needing to be a single digit.
Oh, yeah, I guess you got a point.
And in both games, whoever has 9 wins.
The person who makes 9 wins?
Wait, did you forget already? Don't you remember what Zero said?
It is hidden, but seek a way out. Seek. So, if we want to get off this boat, we have to make a team whose numbers have the digital root of 9.
And only the people in that team are going to make it out alive.
Of course. That's why it's called the nonary game.
What?
Huh?
You don't know? Nonary means something derived from 9 or base 9. It's derived from the Latin prefix nona, which means 9.
Why did you name your daughter 9?
While we're at it, the prefix for 1 is uni. You know, like the unicorn, the horse with 1 horn. 2 is bi, like binary. Binary means composed of 2 parts. 3 is tri. I'm sure you've heard that one plenty. Like trio, triple, and after that you have quart, quinti, sext, septum, and so on. And of course the prefix for 8 is octo, like octopus.
Then why the hell did you say and so on?
It's called that because it has 8 legs. Get it?
I see. So then nona means 9.
So, how many of us are trapped on this ship?
At least 11.
That'd be not.
And what are the bracelet numbers we have?
They go from 1 to 9.
And our time limit? How many hours did we have?
Zero said 9 hours.
And finally, to get out of this ship,
We need to find the door with a 9 that's hidden somewhere in the ship.
By making a team with the digital root of 9.
and there you have it. The number 9 is everywhere in this game. He's got a real theme of 9s for this whole thing. No wonder it's called the nonary game.
Speaking of which, we should probably get back to it. I really just wanted to see that dialogue since we hadn't gotten that. Okay, so now that we've got that, we need to go to the kitchen. Now these keys have been unlocked, but I just want to go ahead and do this again so we play this in order. In the kitchen, we need to go to the freezer.
Oh, what is the...
Oh, I'll freeze. Sorry. Oh,
Hey,
Okay,
you
we
had
need to speed through here
I feel-
until
But-
we get to a choice with Akane.
No! Ah! The knobs!
but
It looks like the...
Hey!
what do you want?
The door trio.
Oh, if you... You've got... Oh,
God.
I'm...
Right.
Okay, do we need to go to the dry ice then?
Dry ice is just frozen.
Yeah, it is.
I wonder how warm it.
Hell if I know.
Oh, well, I think.
Carbon dioxide sublimate. Any warmer than that?
Oh,
Despite my looks, I.
looks bad to mess up.
Uh,
Oh, you're so...
yeah.
You're just doing that on purpose, aren't you?
Come on, guys. I wonder why it doesn't turn into a.
Okay, I wonder why it didn't turn into a liquid first. It does strike Junpei as rather odd. We need to make that
It
choice.
is kind of weird.
But it can turn into a liquid. Carbon dioxide turns to liquid if you put it under high enough pressure. But at 1 atmosphere, normal air pressure.
It won't turn into a liquid, right?
That's right. Instead of melting, it'll do what's called sublimating and change immediately from a solid state to a gaseous one.
See, that is weird. Water's a liquid between 32 degrees and 212 degrees. So why isn't that the case for carbon dioxide?
There's a kind of ice that doesn't turn into liquid when it goes above 32 degrees.
Huh?
I heard about it. Its melting point is 96 degrees.
Ice with a melting point of 96 degrees?
You mean there's water that freezes at 96 degrees?
Yeah, well, you could also look at it as ice that won't melt until it's 96 degrees.
So what's this ice with a melting point of 96 degrees called?
I heard it's called Ice 9.
Ice 9?
Originally, Ice 9 was a made-up substance invented by a science fiction author. But recently, scientists have discovered that such a substance actually exists.
Bullshit.
Wait, hold up. So is this thing called Ice 9, or is it water?
Like I said, if the ice is over 96 degrees, it'll be liquid. If it's under that, it'll solidify. So you could think of it as a polymorph of H2O. Here, think of it
I
like
cast
diamonds
greater
and
polycule.
graphite. They're both made of carbon, right? But depending on the structure of the crystallization, the hardness and structure are completely different.
So you're saying normal water and this Ice 9 are like that?
Yup. Have you heard the story about the crystallization of glycerin? For 150, they did all sorts of things, but whatever they did, however, one day, some glycerin on its way to ink, scientists around the world. Oh, a seed is a sample with a
We've
seed
seen
crystal.
most of this, and I think
However,
we've done the particular
not
part
only
that
did
is
the
relevant.
glycerin encouraged by even the samples, and it didn't end there. After that day,
So I'm gonna
all
speed through
glycerin
this a bit.
crystallizes before that day, no matter. But once the crystallization, it was almost like all the glycerin communicating in some way, and now it's happening every.
Okay, so we don't really need to make a choice here. But we'll go with what's kind of annoyed because we haven't
What does
seen
that
this
have to do
dialogue.
with Ice 9?
What she's saying is that it's a lot like Ice 9. What happened, I mean.
A lot like? Oh, that would be bad. If water everywhere started freezing at 96 degrees, man.
It'd be the end of the world. At any rate, we're not gonna have to worry about the end of the world unless we can get out of here pretty damn quick.
So this is basically just a
Alright,
shortcut
guys, I think that's enough of that. I didn't
out of this conversation.
kind of fault here, but I might go by the name Santa. So let's get cracking.
All right,
Selfish. Ice 9 is interesting and all.
so we've made with that choice. Oops,
Dry ice is
I didn't
just
want to go back into. I was
frozen
trying to back out.
carbon dioxide, right?
Ah,
Yeah.
crap!
Hell.
Oh,
Any,
Oh.
despite my
I
looks,
can't get back out of it.
Oh, you're just doing.
I wonder-
How the hell? We don't have time for this.
but it can.
This isn't.
But
Wondering.
Shit.
right? Water's. So why isn't that the case for
It's
carbon
gonna remember-
dioxide?
No, there. Look, you good? Now let's assume.
but there's a kind of ice that doesn't. I heard about it. Its melting point is 96 degrees.
I need to actually make that choice
Yeah.
again. Crap. It doesn't matter.
Well, we need to.
Okay. Yeah. See, it locked back up. I need to do that conversation again. I didn't mean to.
Dry ice.
Yeah. Hell.
Oh,
Any,
Oh, looks bad.
Oh.
Oh,
God damn it.
you're just doing.
I wonder.
It does seem rather odd.
but at,
It won't. See, the water's. So why?
there's a.
Blah 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 blah
I-
blah blah
it's
blah
not-
blah. blah.
You mean
Yeah,
So what's?
I heard
ice?
original.
Wait. So is this?
Like, so here, they're both made of. But
So you're.
yep, have you for one? They did all. But
So the
with
fact
however,
that locked back
some
up
glycerin science. Oh, with a
means
however,
that we couldn't make it to the
not
next
only even the
checkpoint
and it did
because we
after
wouldn't have
all
learned
was
about Ice
before, but
9.
one, it was almost communi, and now
Kind of annoyed.
What is that?
What she?
A lot. If water. Man.
It'd be the. All right, guys. I mean, I might go. So let's get.
Selfish. Ice 9.
Okay. There we go. I don't know how it did that. Okay, so now we've got that unlocked. Now we need to make another door choice here.
Well, we really don't have a choice.
We need to go
can't,
through
right?
door 7.
Like.
You say something?
No.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well,
Oh.
you first.
It's the same.
Got it. You're next.
I'll take.
What?
Who, me?
Oh, you.
All right. Junpei.
For the first time, we're actually going to choose door 7 directly.
I think I'm gonna go with door 7.
Okay. 7 it is.
Yeah.
All right then. That means
What?
What?
if there are only
There we go.
have 4 or there are no. In other words, you get it now?
Oh, no, you're so.
We need to go through door
Hey,
7
goddess,
because
this
we
is-
need to have a
that's all that's-
You
conversation
mean?
Yeah.
with both 7 and Clover past there.
If they, in other words, the game zeros. I'm dead. He's not gonna.
And we actually haven't seen this dialogue, so I'm not going to
Yes.
speed through it.
Anyway, Clover, I figure any problem.
Whatever.
All right, let's move.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump to that first conversation. Well, both conversations are here. We need to go to the chemical closet.
You think we should go back?
Yeah, I think that's probably best. Hey, 7.
Oh,
Is that
I got.
ethylene?
Yeah, that's right.
What kind of medicine?
It's not meant.
Why would they have something?
Well, probably.
Clean what up?
Fuck if I know. It looks like it's.
What, you remember?
Yeah. Well, I remember a story. Happened about 50 years ago. There was this factory somewhere in America. They were making it to sell as an industrial. But a year after the factory started, something strange started happening.
Gotta
Water.
speed this to the
Once
dialogue we
crystals
haven't
turned into a
seen.
hide factory. But it didn't end there after that. They'd been making crystals the same way. But now, all of a sudden, in fact, ever since even an EDT research done after it happened at the first, it was like
Like the molecules were transmitting information in a way humans couldn't perceive. This phenomena spread throughout the world, right?
yeah, that's it exactly.
By doing the choice that we made with Akane, we get this extra dialogue.
How did you?
I heard another story, kind of like that one.
When?
In the freezer?
What?
Yeah, June told me.
Ice that doesn't melt.
That sounds familiar?
Yeah, hold up.
Do you?
Do you know about Ice 9?
Do you know about Ice 9?
That's the choice we need to make.
Ice 9? Ice 9. Ice 9. Ice, ice, ice.
Ice, ice, baby.
That's it. I remember now. That woman, she's on this boat.
That woman?
Alice!
Who's Alice?
Come on. The woman who won't melt at room temperature.
Yeah, that's about right.
Huh?
You know how the Titanic sank on April 15th, 1912, right?
Yeah, more than 1,500 people died. Worst maritime accident in history. What about it?
Did you hear about the boat that was sent to collect the dead bodies?
I think that was the RMS Carpathia, right? It was a cruise liner, just like the Titanic.
No, that was the ship that picked up the survivors. The ship that collected the dead bodies was the CS McKay Bennett. The McKay Bennett showed up on April 17th, 2 days after the accident. It set out from Halifax, a port in Canada, and recovered 306 bodies.
For some reason, I know the Titanic sank in the Atlantic, but for some reason, I always think it sank in the Pacific, and I don't know why. Like, mentally, I know it sank in the Atlantic, because where else would it sink? But for some reason, whenever I first hear about it, I'm like, oh, that's off the coast of the U.S. and off the coast of Washington. No, it's fucking Atlantic, not the Pacific. I guess I keep thinking I keep associating it with like the Marianas Trench. I don't know why.
The Atlantic that far north was really cold. It would have to be for there to be icebergs and stuff. Anyway, the bodies they pulled out of the water were frozen solid.
This isn't a very nice story. So, what happened next?
Well, they say the McKay Bennett recovered something more than just dead bodies.
A live body?
There were various bits of stuff floating around in the water. Things the drowned had carried with them, or stuff that dislodged as the ship sank. One of the things they found was a coffin.
A coffin?
Yeah, a wooden one. The craftsman who made it must have been pretty skilled. It wasn't just a wooden coffin. It was all wood. No nails, no reinforcements, no gaps in the wood anywhere. The thing was airtight.
I've seen people who could do joints like that. It's really cool.
The crew got pretty curious about what might be inside it and opened it up. They had to get a wedge and hammer it open. It was so well made. Inside, they found a woman. Or, I guess you should say, they found the dead body of a woman. Her hair was thick and black, and her skin rich brown with no blemishes or signs of decomposition. They say that she looked gorgeous, like a goddess. She was obviously dead, but everyone who looked at her said she just looked like she was sleeping. Her skin was so lifelike, she looked like she might wake up any minute. And she didn't, though. Like the rest of the bodies they found, she was frozen solid. Eventually, the McKay-Bennett finished searching and returned to Halifax. The 306 bodies were unloaded and taken ashore. However, it was warm enough that they began to thaw. They say that the stink was horrible, but there was one body that didn't thaw. And that was...
The girl in the coffin.
That's right. Everybody thought for sure that she'd melt and start to rot like the rest of them eventually, but weeks passed and nothing happened. And a month passed, and another. And it was summer, and she was still frozen solid. After a while, people started to say she was some sort of miracle. Rumors about her started to spread. People came to visit Halifax from all over. And after a while, people started to call her All Ice, Alice. Of course, those rumors didn't last long.
Why?
Well, she up and disappeared. One day Alice was there, the next day she wasn't. They say someone snuck into where they were keeping her and stole the body. With the body gone, the rumors followed pretty quickly. And after a while, no one remembered her. You might be able to find something about her if you could find a newspaper from back then, but that's about it.
Wait, you just said that she was on this boat.
Yeah, I did. Alice has got to be somewhere on this ship.
Now why the hell would you say something like that?
Because I know.
And just what is it you know?
What happened to Alice after she was stolen?
Junpei gulped.
All right, tell me. What happened to Alice?
Seven nodded slowly and took on the look of a man recalling something long buried.
Well, around that time, the word was that there was a special black market in New York. All millionaires from all over the world. I've heard that Alice went up for auction there. The person who won the auction was Lord Dashiell Gordain. You've heard that name before, right?
Lord Gordain. Oh, isn't he the guy who bought the Gigantic? The Titanic sister ship?
Yeah, that's him. Although I guess he hadn't done that yet.
What do you mean?
Gordain bought Alice in 1912, and 4 years later in 1916 he bought the Gigantic. And he hid Alice somewhere on the Gigantic. But nobody knows where. He died in 1931, and apparently he died without ever telling anyone where Alice was hidden. However,
What?
well, he did have one close friend who asked him, "Where is Alice?" And he said, "Alice sleeps in a small chamber past the Forest of Knowledge beneath the navel of the Gigantic."
What the hell is that? Is it some kind of riddle?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Seven threw his hands up in defeat.
So that's it. Whatever you think, I believe it. She's hidden somewhere on the Gigantic.
Okay, so there's 2 escape rooms now, remembering both of them.
In other words, she's hidden somewhere on this ship.
Before Junpei could dispute Seven's rather bizarre claim, as Junpei was trying to figure out what on earth he was going to say next, Clover's shrill voice pierced the room.
Hey, what are you two doing over there? Stop wasting time and get over here!
Okay, we're coming.
Jeez!
Seven looked at Junpei.
Yeah, so anyway, that's the story. It might be useful someday. Don't forget it.
With that cryptic remark, he turned and left the room.
Alice.
Junpei was left behind to ponder what he'd just heard. He tried to remember what Junpei had told him earlier.
That mummy wasn't just a normal mummy. They say that she was frozen. The story says that from the time of its discovery all the way through to when it got put on the Titanic, even though it was carried through the desert, her body never melted.
Then was that Egyptian priestess Alice? Did the water in her body become Ice 9? No, that's nuts. There's no way somebody like that could exist.
Junpei shook his head, trying desperately to clear it, and followed Seven to the operating room, where Clover was waiting. Alright, so that's lock 1 unlocked. We need to go to before the door for our final lock.
Hold on.
Junpei stopped, about to put the key in the doorknob.
Oh, what's up?
Where's Clover?
Huh?
Junpei turned around. Clover was nowhere to be seen.
Oh, god damn it. Where the hell did she go? Okay, just hold on a minute. I'll go get her.
Sure thing.
Junpei left Seven at the door and headed back to the operating room. He found her standing next to the operating table. She was staring at the mannequin.
Hey, Clover, what's wrong? Come on, let's get out of here.
She didn't respond. If she hadn't been standing up and breathing, Junpei might have thought she was dead.
What are you doing? Did you want to come back here and say goodbye to John?
It wasn't the best joke, but it was something, an attempt to lighten the mood. Clover didn't laugh. She stood stock still and said nothing.
Hey, Clover, can you hear me?
Perhaps it was something he'd said, or perhaps it was something else. Suddenly her mouth opened and she whispered in a dry, dead voice.
My brother might be dead.
Huh?
That's why we couldn't find him. If he's dead, I'm going to be next.
Suddenly, the operating room felt very, very cold.
What are you talking about? What's wrong with you?
So- He gave her a small shake, but she still didn't respond. The silence grew heavier. Junpei, what do you want to do? Well, her name is Clover, and she mentioned this earlier. The last thing we have to do is give her the 4-leaf clover.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't know why, but suddenly Junpei remembered something he'd been given earlier.
It's in my pocket somewhere. Here it is.
He reached into his pocket and dug it out.
A 4-leaf clover.
Santa had given it to him in the second class room. He held it out to Clover.
Hey, did you know? Each leaf means something. Hope, faith, love, and luck. That's what a 4-leaf clover stands for. Take it. Use it as a good luck charm.
He pressed the 4-leaf clover into her hand.
Listen to me, Clover. No matter what happens, you can never lose hope. You have to remember what's most important, and that's to have faith and to have love. If you can remember all of those, that'll bring you good luck. Snake, I mean, your brother, he's not dead. He's alive, somewhere. I'm sure of it. You've just gotta believe in that.
Clover stared at the 4-leaf clover in her hand. He could see tears start to form at the corners of her eyes.
Thank you.
Her voice was tiny and broken, and as she spoke, she started to cry. She tried to hide her tears by looking at the floor, but it did little good. She wiped away the tears with the baggy arms of her jacket, but more quickly took their place. No matter how hard she tried, she couldn't stop crying. Her tears made small wet circles on the floor.
Thank you.
She said it again. Then she looked up at Junpei and seemed to choke down the last of her grief. She did her best to smile. Junpei wiped an errant tear from her cheek with his thumb and gave her the best smile he could manage.
Oh, come on. Seven's waiting for us at the exit.
But still, she didn't move.
Wait, before we go, there's one thing I want to ask you.
What's that?
What do you think when you hear the word experiment?
For a moment, his mind froze. Then he came back to his senses and realized the word meant nothing to him, aside from the dictionary definition.
What?
Oh. I guess it was just a coincidence then. I mean, that you knew about the 4-leaf clover.
Look, I'm sorry. I don't want to be a jerk, but you are making less than no sense right now.
Oh, no. It's nothing. Just forget about it.
Oh, don't give me that. You really think I could just drop this? What is this experiment you were talking about?
Clover looked away. The 4-leaf clover was still in her hand. She stared at it for a long moment and then finally spoke.
You promise you won't tell anyone?
Cross my heart.
Really?
Really?
I can trust you, right?
Of course you can.
Clover slipped the 4-leaf clover into her pocket. Her eyes still red from crying, she looked up at Junpei.
Okay then, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what happened on this ship 9 years ago.
Wait. On this ship?
Yeah, this ship.
He was entirely lost. He had 1,000 questions, but it was probably best, he thought, to save them until Clover had finished.
It was an experiment to test some sort of psychic thing. Communicating through these fields that you can't see.
Fields that you can't see?
He'd heard something like this before. Clover nodded.
Like, think about this.
She pointed at the operating table. On top of it was a somewhat mismatched medical mannequin whose parts had been swapped with another mannequin.
This is John, right? But is he really John?
Huh?
All Junpei could think of was, She has finally completely lost it.
Isn't this like Locke's socks? Or the ship of Theseus?
Junpei grew even more confused. He never heard of either of those things, although they sounded smart.
You don't know? You haven't heard of those paradoxes?
No?
Junpei shook his head.
Really?
Clover laughed.
Okay, well pay attention then. This is how Locke's socks works. Let's say I've got a pair of socks. They're my favorite socks. One of them gets a hole in it. What would you do if that was your sock, Junpei?
Well, let's patch it up.
Well, I guess I'd patch it up, get some cloth, and close up the hole.
But what if another hole opens?
I'd add another patch, I suppose.
What if another hole opened after that?
I'd wonder what the fuck I'm doing to these goddamn socks.
Another patch, I guess?
Well, let's say you just keep adding new patches. Until eventually, the original cloth of the sock is totally gone. Once you get to that point, can you really say they're the same socks you started with?
No, because they look uncomfortable as shit. God, those would suck to walk in.
Well, that's tough.
Junpei crossed his arms.
So, that's the Locke's socks thing?
Yeah, the ship of Theseus is a lot like it. The ship of Theseus. If you keep fixing the damaged parts of a ship, eventually it ends up with none of the parts it started with. Can you really say that ship is the same one you started with? And what if you took all the old parts from the first ship and built another one somewhere else? Then which ship is the real ship of Theseus? The one you repaired, or the one you built with all the original parts?
It was an interesting question. Clover could see Junpei was intrigued.
Hey, do you think it's the same?
What's the same?
These guys. Is this John, or is it Lucy now?
Junpei looked at the operating table again. A mannequin full of body parts from a different body. Clover had been right. It was just like Locke's socks on the ship of Theseus. The part of the body that holds a person's identity is the head. Of course, for many hundreds of years, conventional wisdom held that a man's identity resided in his heart or any number of internal organs. And here they had both.
John's head and heart are both his, but apart from those and a single arm, the rest of his body was once Lucy's.
Was that mannequin really John?
We're just like these mannequins.
She looked at Junpei again.
Think about it. The cells in our body change every day. Old ones die and new ones are born. Maybe part of my arm is made of stuff from a fish I ate once. Or maybe part of your right side is made from a cow you ate. If you take it a little further, those cows and fishes are made from something else too, right? That's how we're all connected, through fields that can't be seen with the naked eye.
The silence was broken by Seven.
Hey, what the hell is taking you two so
We're
long?
making out. Go away. Seven's head appeared in the doorway. He was not happy.
How long are you gonna make me wait? We don't have time to screw around.
A way to ruin the mood. Junpei and Clover looked at each other. Clover looked at Junpei as if to say there was more she wanted to tell him. She shook her head. Whatever she had to tell him, she didn't want to tell him in front of Seven. Seven seemed to catch on.
Oh? What were you two doing? Was this some sort of secret meeting?
No, it wasn't. We were just
Just...
playing with the mannequins.
Huh?
Let's go, Junpei.
Moving a little bit too fast to be entirely innocent, Clover headed toward the exit. Seven stared after her, then turned to Junpei with an amused expression.
Playing with mannequins, huh? Didn't know you were into that kind of thing, Junpei.
You're a dick.
Junpei dashed past him and traced Clover's path out the door. With a short laugh, Seven followed. They stood in front of the door. Junpei took out the Jupiter key.
All right, I'm gonna open it now. Is that cool?
So from now on, for the rest of the series, kind of the four-leaf clover is kind of a touchstone for both Junpei and Clover.
You don't need to keep asking, just do it.
And with that, we should have unlocked the last lock we need for the true ending.
All right.
Hey man, what's up? You're so serious, you know? Can't you sound more...
Not really.
Junpei. Okay, so none of that changed.
My brother might be dead. I'm going to be next.
Clover had told him only a few minutes before that her brother was probably dead and she was likely to follow him.
Like hell I can. Not after hearing something like that.
Okay, so now... Alright, so now we've done the 4 story checks that we need to do for the true ending. But that we still need to go through these for some story related to what we just saw. That means we need to go through the one door, so I'm going to go ahead and make that choice.
1, 2, 3, 4. Just double.
Yes.
We need to make. Hurry it.
Yeah. All right. The first one said Ace request.
Yes,
No, we don't. Next is Sam.
Yeah.
Clover wants.
There is.
No, there'd be no.
But
Just give it. It's not like
I am not.
barely.
So.
Maybe.
Nobody wants.
It's funny how little they get along, and then they get along fairly well later.
Junpei.
June.
Yes.
So this. Ace. 7. Sam. The door.
Took him less than a
Okay,
moment.
I want to go.
Alright, we want to go through door 1.
My choice.
Hey, you cheat.
Cheating?
How? Let me see.
Sure. I had, and I just after I hit the number. Well,
Very well. It will be our only.
June and I.
Lotus and I.
That's not. We can't. Oh.
Fine. 7.
Sure thing. I didn't really. Besides, right, June?
Pig. Calling me.
And then she
This is why men.
sucks
They're
all the
best.
way
And they're
down,
at it
which is
again.
really fucking funny, honestly. I
I'll see
love
you
the way
later.
that's
Jumpy.
illustrated.
Don't make that.
We aren't gonna be. We might get otherwise. That's how.
It'll be fun.
All right.
That illustration is just the best of her bitching and sulking
Here's
the
a
entire way.
That should
Deserved,
be
but
it.
still.
Here we go.
Alright. So, just to make this simple, I don't know exactly which
It's just
scenes
a
we
sam-
need to
A
see
numbered.
and how they're going to change. So, just to be
There's
simple,
the red.
we're gonna go through door
Now
1
the
as
2.
quick as possible.
Now. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Fortunately,
Very well.
they're fairly
3,
simple puzzles.
2, 1.
And it's open. Where?
I know what scenes I'm looking for, but I don't know when they happen.
It stopped.
Yes. Whew.
I'm not sure it's. We should finish this. Now then. There's another door. Let's try opening. So. Ace.
Plus,
you-
Very well.
there's
Clover.
probably going to be
Say so-
Okay.
All right then.
quite a bit of dialogue change compared to how we did this before because we have so much more knowledge now. You can't get through this one more way. I'm just gonna look at the flowchart. Yeah. So there's one scene here we need to see and 2 here. So I'm just gonna play through this room as we've done it before. You can get through this ending, this path already without having to do
Pocket watch.
Hey,
the
man.
safe ending.
What are you doing over in this room?
Oh, I just thought I'd come check up on the 2 of you.
Well, not a problem, but
Well, not a problem, but. That's a lie. I wanted to get rid of Ace. I sent him to the wheelhouse at the beginning for a reason. I wanted to talk to Clover alone. There's something I want to ask her, and I don't want anyone to overhear us. I'm pretty sure Clover won't talk if there's anyone else around. I'm a little desperate to send him back. Quick. He has to leave.
Ace opened his mouth and then took another look at Junpei and shut it again. A small smirk appeared on his face.
Oh, I see. Of course.
He looked Junpei over, then glanced at Clover.
I apologize for the intrusion. Well, best of luck.
You're a dick, Ace. So that choice doesn't matter too much, apparently. Junpei let out a sigh and brushed a few drops of sweat from his forehead. He turned and found himself looking straight into Clover's eyes. She'd heard what Ace had said. She regarded Junpei with caution.
What was that about?
She was clearly suspicious and with good reason.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Because you're cute. Junpei's eyes widened and he held up his hands in a gesture of innocence.
Oh, no, it's not like that.
What's it like then?
I just wanted to hear the rest of that story. I didn't get a chance to ask you about it until now.
What story?
About the experiment, remember? The one you started to tell me in the operating room? You said something about an experiment that happened here 9 years ago.
Clover bit her lip. She stared down at the floor for several long moments, and when she spoke, it was barely audible.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to talk about that right now. I'm just not in the mood, okay? You understand, right? I keep thinking about my brother. I can't stop. I mean, who would do something like that to my brother? I can't forgive them. I'm not gonna let them get away with it. They're gonna pay for it. I promise. So...
Her shoulders were shaking. Drops of blood had sprung up on her lips where she was biting them. She wiped it off and looked up at Junpei, her eyes fierce and angry. You beat Potionomics? Wow. Did you get all the girlfriends?
Junpei, who do you think did it?
Her voice was cold and scarcely above a whisper. Junpei gulped.
Well, if what Seven said was right, then there would have to be at least 2 of them. You need at least 3 people to open the numbered doors, and if you subtract Snake, that means there were at least 2 other people.
You're right. So, what does that mean?
Well, if we just look at the bracelet numbers, we should be able to figure it out. Who could have opened door 3 with Snake? Well, really, who and who, or who and who?
You mean it could have been 4 people?
Not all of them, something to do next playthrough.
Well, technically, it's possible.
I don't know. That doesn't seem very likely.
Why?
I'll tell you later. Why don't we just assume it was only 2 other people for now?
Okay, got it. Let's do that then.
Then who do you think it could be?
Junpei crossed his arms and thought. Snake's bracelet was 2. Which 2 bracelets added to 2 would give a digital root of 3? Which 2 bracelets would give a digital root? I mean, we are clearly limiting ourselves. I don't think that this matters that much. This is not exactly a choice. I do want to, let's see here. There's probably some trivia about this. Okay, well, there's not. So again, we don't have to get this right. Let's see. If it's 2, 3, I mean, it couldn't be Ace and 7 because that would be 10. Or Ace and 7, it couldn't be 10. Ace and Santa, 3 and 3, that would be 6. 3 and 6 would be 9. 3 and 8 would be 11. Could it be Santa and June? 3 and 6 and is 9. And 3 is 12. Or no, that's 2. So that it can be then. Santa and 7, however, and 2 could be. So Ace and Santa and Snake make 6, right? 1, 3, that's 4 plus 6. 7 plus 2 is 9. 8 plus 2 is 10. 8 plus 9 is 11. Santa and June. 3 plus 6 plus 2 is... same as Ace and Lois, that'd be 11. Santa and 7. 3 plus 7 plus 2 is 12. That could be 3. Santa and Lotus, 3 plus 8, that would be 13. That's too much. June and 7, 6 and 13, and 2, that'd be 15. That's obviously too much. June and Lotus, 6 and 8 is 14, plus 2 is 16. That would be 7. 7 and Lotus, that'd be 8. It would have to be Santa and 7.
Would it be Santa and 7? The digital root for Snake, Santa, and 7 is 3. Wait, hold on. Are Santa and 7 the killers?
What's wrong?
Clover looked at Junpei and he looked back at her. There is no point in hiding it.
Well, I thought about it, and...
He told her his conclusions.
That's what I thought.
She looked less surprised than he'd expected.
Santa and 7. If it was 2 people, then that's the only combination that works.
Hey, wait a minute there. Don't you think it's a little too early to be jumping to conclusions? Well, all I said is that those 2 would have been able to open door 3 with your brother. There might be other possibilities.
Well, what other possibilities?
He didn't have an answer. He was ready to admit defeat when Clover spoke.
Are you saying you think that it was 3 or 4 people? I really don't think that's likely.
Why not?
Can I borrow your pen and paper?
Clover put her hand out expectantly.
Yeah, here.
Junpei pulled out his pen and pad of paper and handed them to her. She opened the notebook and wrote down several simple addition problems. That is not what a pen sounds like on paper. Eventually, she had 8, which provided a digital root of 3. 2 plus 1 plus 3 plus 6 is 12. 2 plus 1 plus 4 plus 5 is 12. 2 plus 4 plus 7 plus 8 is 21. 2 plus 5 plus 6 plus 8 is 21. 2 plus 1 plus 3 plus 4 plus 7 plus 8 is 21. 2 plus 1 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 is 21. 2 plus 1 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 is 21. 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 is 21.
What's this?
These are the combinations for 3 or 4 people. These 8 combinations are the only possible ones.
Oh, I see.
Junpei,
Yeah?
I can trust you, right?
Of course. Why would you need to ask that?
Really?
Yeah,
So then I should get rid of B, D, G, and H, right?
of course. Just cross them out. And you should take off yours too. The ones with 4.
So, what does that leave?
A and E.
2 plus 1 plus 3 plus 6 equals 12. And 2 plus 1 plus 3 plus 7 plus 8 equals 21.
Wait, it can't be A.
Why?
Because June's in that one. There's no way in hell she'd do something like that.
Are you
I bet my life on it.
Okay then. I can cross off A too, right?
Yeah.
Well, what have we got left?
Junpei, you're such a fucking simp.
E.
2 plus 1 plus 3 plus 7 plus 8 is 21.
Do you know what this means?
It means half the people on the ship that are left are killers.
Everyone besides me, you, and June would be working together.
Do you think that's likely? If there were 4 people working together, they wouldn't be very cautious. I don't think they'd try that hard to hide what they were doing if they outnumbered us, right?
Well, you do have a point.
And besides, if Ace and 7 are working together, they could have easily gotten rid of me when I went to the shower room with them. But they didn't. They didn't even try anything. If they were killers, why wouldn't they?
Her voice was calm, but Junpei had only to look her in the eye to know it was a forced calm. There were tears forming at the corners of her eyes, and she was blinking furiously to keep them back. Perhaps by attempting an objective analysis of who might have killed her brother, she had been able to distance herself from the harsh reality of his death. the more she struggled to act unconcerned, the more Junpei felt his heart tighten.
Oh, I see. Anyway, I understand now. It seems pretty unlikely that it was as many as 3 or 4 people.
Yeah,
Then that means there's a good chance it was Santa and Seven.
that's how it looks.
But why would they do it?
There was a moment of silence.
Their motive.
He laid his hand gently on her shoulder. He was close, so close to the answer. When Ace chose the worst possible moment to return. He raised a knowing eyebrow and then spoke.
Have I interrupted something?
Yes, fuck off, for God's sake.
What is it?
There was something I wanted to speak with you about, Junpei. Could you come with me for a moment?
He turned on his heel and walked back toward the wheelhouse.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Junpei looked over at Clover. He gave her a short nod and hoped that she would be willing to talk to him again later and followed Ace.
What did you want to talk about?
Ace looked at Junpei and smiled. Perhaps more of a smirk than a smile.
There was something I wanted to check.
Get your hands off my dick.
Yeah? What's that?
If you'll excuse me.
So basically, because we made that conversation
Hey, what the?
I'm
with
just
Clover,
No.
we have this event in the wheelhouse instead of in the chart room.
Just as I thought. What exactly are these pieces of paper hiding in your pocket? You switched them, didn't you, when we voted? Well, I can't say that I care. I managed to get through the numbered door I wanted, despite your mischief.
Then why did you...
Oh, simple curiosity. I hope you won't think ill of me for it.
Ace smiled, gave Junpei a friendly pat on the shoulder, and then turned on his heel and left. Where? You were supposed to be in the wheelhouse. Alright, so that was one of the scenes that we needed. Okay, so... The last time that we did this, when we did the X ending, Junpei got a bad headache. And that's kind of a hint that's played on more in the next game, but something is happening to Junpei at that time that also kind of tells him he's going through kind of close to the truth path, but he's just a little bit too early. He doesn't have what he needs. He also gives me something. He puts this back. Like, we don't really have a chance to examine it, but he takes the pocket watch from us when he leaves the first time. When he comes in and he goes to interrupt something, he takes the pocket watch from us very quickly. And then when or at least he takes the pocket watch from the drawer while we're distracted. When he goes and he checks for the papers, he slips this pocket watch back into our pocket. The reason for that is he has to complete the puzzles so he can go and kill Zero and then come back and reset the puzzles, and he has to give us the watch. We never actually pick up this watch out of the drawer. We get distracted before then. Let's see. Basically, that's the whole point of why he's checking for the papers, is he's slipping the pocket watch back. Does this actually have... Here we go. Okay, so I actually need... Okay, so I actually need to make... I need to do the charts. Alright, there we go. That should let me do this puzzle. Maybe. Ah, this one. Maybe I need to do this with the chart. Let's see. How do you activate this puzzle again? Okay. I don't have that. Let's go handle. There we go. Okay. I had to examine the thing first. All right. All right. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to go south. West. Southwest. Oops. Right. South. West. Southwest. Northwest. East. North. There we go. Cool, got that. Alright, this next puzzle. Okay, I want to enter full, half, slow, full, half, dead slow, oops, and stop, yeah. Alright, now I can go over here. Alright, pull out the watch again. There we go. And open. Alright, first part of it's done. Found a way out.
Oh, a hallway.
Okay.
It's far too narrow.
Sorry, I
This
was
seems to be-
distracted by
Yeah,
something.
let's go. Wow.
Right.
Well, wait.
Telegraph,
God, this much.
And that
captain's
Cap-
quarters.
that's what-
Then
well,
Alright, so there may be a slight change here. Not really with this,
Damn.
but with Clover's reaction to it.
No, we didn't check his. Maybe he's still alive. No pulse. Well, damn. These wounds. It must have been these clothes. A captain. Does that mean bracelet 0?
June?
It may be wise to find a way out of here first.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. So Clover doesn't really react to Zero's body at that point. If we're going through the axe ending, Clover does react to it and is kind of angry about it. It's kind of considered a creepy smile. There's still lots of places we haven't looked. Okay, so Clover wants to talk. Also, I get the lamp. Nope, doesn't turn on. I don't think anything special about it. Clover doesn't want to be left alone. Some kind of code. But during the axe ending, Clover's a lot more fixated on the body, particularly the axe. Here, she doesn't really react to it, and that's because we gave her the 4-leaf clover. Nothing in it. Display's darkest, the power isn't on. He's pointing at the door, the power's on, why would someone videotape the door? Okay, I'm just checking. I don't think there's anything else. There's a bunch of weird buttons here. They probably switch what you see on the screens. Do you know how to work this thing? Why don't we just press one of these? Like this one. I guess it does change the... What the hell is this?
Huh.
Junpei snorted with grim humor for the second time since he came into the room. The 4 screens along the bottom had a single letter each spelling out
Z-E-R-O, huh? It's like he's making fun of us. What do you think?
He turned to Clover, who was standing next to him. Clover nodded.
Nothing.
It seemed that she cared about little. Of course, Junpei could hardly blame her. Given the strain she was surely under, Junpei was somewhat surprised she had responded at all. Still, he had to ask. He gestured toward the corpse.
What about him? Do you think that's really Zero?
Clover shook her head weakly.
There's no way that's him. Didn't I tell you already? Zero is one of us.
Yeah, right. Well, even if he wasn't one of us, there's no way that man could be Zero.
Huh?
Don't you get it? The letters that spell Zero on the TV screen, the captain's clothes he's got on, and of course, the bracelet with a 0 on it. It's too obvious. Look, this is Zero right here. This dead body is Zero. Isn't that kind of fishy?
You're right. Only an idiot wouldn't see through something like that.
No, that's not the point. So I'm not trying to make fun of them for thinking a trick like this would work. I'm sure they didn't think it would work, which makes me wonder. I think this is a challenge. A challenge from the person who's really behind all of this. He's making fun of us. Don't you get it? If whoever killed this guy really wanted us to think this corpse was Zero, they'd never have put a bracelet on him. Walking around with a Zero bracelet would be like hanging a sign around your neck that said, "I did it!" Anyone with a brain would be able to see that this guy is supposed to look like everything Zero is supposed to be. Just like we did. The killer must have known we wouldn't think he was Zero and put the bracelet on him anyway. Do you know why?
Why?
Like I said, he's mocking us. Too bad, suckers, this isn't Zero. Where's the real me then? See if you can catch me. It's the same bad joke a lot of criminals like to play. They'll just sit back and watch people run in circles.
That's really twisted. But it almost seems kind of childish.
Yeah, you're right. It's really childish. It's like it's just a game to whoever this person is. That's what seems funny to me.
Junpei bent down next to the corpse.
All right, let's get back to the point. Who killed this man?
I don't know.
And what's this guy's deal? Who is he?
How would I know that? If I knew anything, I would have told you.
You have no idea who he is.
Why would I?
Junpei sat back on his haunches and thought.
We should check and see if he's got anything on him that might tell us who he is. Give me a hand here, Clover.
Huh?
We gotta flip him over. How else are we gonna search his pockets?
Clover didn't move.
Okay, fine. Guess I'll do it.
Why would you have a girl search a dead man? Junpei had no choice but to move the body on his own.
Here we go.
Grabbed hold of an area not completely covered in blood and shoved. It took a moment, but eventually Junpei felt the man's bulk began to shift. But just as it did,
Huh?
something fell from the man's left wrist.
Hey, it's the
bracelet with a 0 on the face.
Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only 2 ways to do so. 1. You escape from this ship. 2. Your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confine of the ship, or detects that the wearer's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically.
Oh God.
Junpei stared at the bracelet.
This man. He's dead, isn't he?
You checked that earlier.
No, it's just I guess I didn't really think about it until right now. If his bracelet's off, that means he's dead.
Well, it's pretty obvious that he's dead. You don't really need to look at his bracelet to figure out that he's dead.
Yeah. I guess you're right. It is. Well, he looks a lot better than the other bodies we've seen, though. You know? I mean, if there wasn't all this blood, he'd almost look like he was still alive. I mean, I know it's kind of a messed up thing to say,
Junpei,
but he
shut
kind of
the
has
fuck
it
up.
better, you know? Dying from a bomb going off inside of you? I mean, that's just... Some of Snake's bones went right through his skin. I think the explosion must have thrown him against a wall or something.
Junpei!
There was a broken bone just sticking out of his left arm. And...
Suddenly, Junpei realized what he was saying. How could he have been so cruel? He clapped his hands over his mouth. But it was already too late. He turned to look at Clover. She was glaring at him furiously.
What did you just say?
Her words sounded cold. He knew an apology could hardly atone for what he'd done, but he tried anyway.
Oh man, I am so sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I really don't know what I was thinking. I mean...
No, that's not what I'm talking about. What did you say about his arm?
Arm?
Yes, his left arm. You said it, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I did, but... I mean, didn't you see it too?
Of course not. I could barely look at him. There's no way I was gonna see the details.
Clover took a quick, deep breath.
Are you sure it was his left arm?
Junpei thought back.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
And he had a broken bone, right?
What the hell are you getting at here?
Just shut up and answer me!
She shoved her face closer to his. He could see the fire in her eyes. Junpei winced and swallowed.
Yeah, he did. It was pretty bad, too. The bone was sticking out of the arm.
No sooner were the words out of his mouth than Clover's expression changed.
Clover? What's wrong? Look, I'm sorry if I said anything.
Suddenly, she was crying. Junpei wasn't sure what to do.
Thank you.
It was close to the last thing he had expected to hear.
Huh? What are you...
Junpei had no idea what had just happened. He didn't think he'd done anything worthy of thanks, and he couldn't understand why she would have chosen that moment to begin crying. So he simply stood there confused.
Thank you so much, Junpei.
She thanked him again, and then something even stranger happened. Clover threw herself into Junpei's surprised arms.
Hey, what's going on with you?
I'm sorry, it's just... I'm so happy!
Why?
The body in the shower room, it isn't his! It isn't my brother!
Huh?
It's not Snake!
Why on earth would you think that?
Because his left arm is...
She stopped herself.
I'm sorry. I really shouldn't be talking about this.
Junpei decided it would be prudent not to press her for any more information. If she did not wish to tell him, she certainly had a reason for doing so. Perhaps more importantly, however, if Clover was so certain, then she was likely right. That meant the body in the shower room wasn't Snake. It wasn't much, but that knowledge lifted some of the weight from Junpei's heart.
But he's still alive. I'm so happy.
Tears shone in her eyes. Those tears melted Junpei's heart. As she cried, she had pushed herself up against his chest like a child. Junpei put his arms around her and held her tight.
I'm so glad.
Huh?
Junpei, you were right.
Huh?
No matter what happens, you can never lose hope. You have to remember what's most important, and that's to have faith and to have love. If you can remember all of those, that'll bring you good luck.
Clover reached into her pocket and pulled something out.
That's...
It was a laminated bookmark with a 4-leaf clover.
I only made it here because you gave me this. I was suspicious of everybody. I was angry and miserable. But because I had this 4-leaf clover, because of what you said to me,
Yeah.
Junpei hadn't thought his words would have had such an effect on her. Her words were making him feel a little awkward.
Thank you so much, Junpei.
She looked up at him. He scratched his nose and pretended to notice something interesting somewhere else in the room.
Oh, if you really want to thank somebody, you should be thanking Santa.
Santa? Why?
Well, he was the one who gave me that thing. And the words for each leaf, I got that from him too.
Oh.
Then suddenly, Clover broke away from Junpei.
Huh?
He looked confused. He hadn't thought she'd react that poorly. Clover began to pace across the room. Six steps to the left, 6 steps to the right, another 6 to the left, and then she stopped.
Did Santa really tell you those things?
Her eyes were serious, but not angry.
Yeah, he did. Did I, say something wrong?
Oh no, not at all. In fact, this could be really good news, I think.
You think?
Santa knew about the words and the clover. The only people who should know about that are the other subjects.
Subjects?
The other people who were in the experiment 9 years ago, with my brother and me. But he's blind, and I was part of the Nevada test group. So neither of us would be able to recognize the faces of the people who were on this boat.
Whoa, okay, time out.
Junpei held up his hands. He took a deep breath and let it out.
Let's just calm down for a second, okay? Start from the top. Don't start with the end and then jump to the middle. You gotta start with 1 and then move to 2 and 3 and 4 and so on. If you don't tell me stuff in the right order, I'm never gonna be able to figure it out.
Okay.
Clover nodded.
All right, let's start with this experiment. What happened on this boat 9 years ago?
Do you know about morphogenetic fields?
Morphogenetic fields.
He did, and the realization sent chills down Junpei's spine.
All right, how about this? Theory of the telepathic mechanism.
I think Lotus mentioned something like that.
Junpei recounted what Lotus had told him earlier. Clover nodded.
Telepathy, huh? Well, that's not really it, but I suppose it's similar.
So they were testing telepathy on this ship?
Yeah, I guess so.
So, what exactly did they have you guys do?
The same thing that we're doing now. Exactly the same thing.
What?
The Nonary game. 9 people were put on this boat, and 9 others were put in the building in Nevada, and the game started.
Junpei grabbed the sides of his head.
Look, I'm sorry, but I don't get it. What do the Nonary game and some telepathy experiment have to do with each other? Am I missing something here?
Clover bit her lip. She blinked back sudden tears. What had happened to her in Nevada?
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany. and the other is danger. You know how sometimes when you're up against a really tough problem, and then the answer just kind of pops in your head? That's an epiphany. And what you learn from the epiphany can be transmitted with telepathy. When you add danger to that equation, then it gets easier to transmit that information over telepathy.
So you're saying the Nonary game was supposed to introduce that element of danger?
Yeah, but it couldn't be just any old danger. It had to be life and death. And someone did actually die. A girl.
Huh.
Junpei felt the sudden grip of despair on his heart. Something deep and distant and powerful squeezed, and for a moment he felt very, very empty and alone.
She was on the boat with my brother. I was in Nevada. I never met her, but I did hear her name. Her name was...
The sound of the door opening was like a gunshot. Junpei spun around.
Oh, my apologies. I seem to have disturbed you.
Ace, for the love of God, how do you do this?
Ace!
You two must have strong stomachs. I can't imagine how you could stay in this room for so long.
Ace glanced down at the floor. At the corpse covered in blood.
At any rate, Junpei, would you be so kind as to come and help me with something?
What?
I'm having a little trouble and I could really use your assistance. Come on. It'll only take a moment.
With that, he turned to walk back toward the communications office. Clover waited until he was out of sight, then spoke in a small, quiet voice.
I don't want Ace to hear us. We can talk about this later.
Huh? Hey, wait!
Clover ignored him. From outside, Junpei could hear Ace calling.
Junpei? What are you doing in there? Hurry up!
Grumbling to himself, Junpei stomped off to the communications office. Alright. Ace doesn't really want anything, and I know the password. Let's see. The password again was... Oh, right. I need the key. I forgot. I actually do need to go far enough to get the key. Okay. So that means I need to do... I need to do... the telegraph. Do I need to do the rest of the puzzle? Okay. I actually need to get the code so I know to do the telegraph. I can't just skip ahead and do things out of order. Alright. Combine that with that. Combine that with that. Combine that with that. There we go. They're kind of making sure that you have to get the unique key. Okay. Dot, dot, dot. Dot, line, line. Dot, 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 dot. Line, dot, dot, dot. Line, 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 dot, dot. Wait, what? Didn't I do it right? I guess I messed something up.
Alan, does this...
Blah, 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 blah. We don't need to actually see this.
What the...
They are
Ancient...
That's right.
So this
Of
is...
course. I can't.
What the...
This comes up if
Whoa.
you... This dialogue comes up if you... know about All Ice,
Uranus.
the mummy.
Something's
If you do
bottom
that,
deck.
then
Bottom deck.
it points this out. Otherwise, you just get the
Seven
key.
said something like...
Oh, shit. I forgot about this.
Alice sleeps in a small chamber past the Forest of Knowledge beneath the navel of the Gigantic.
I forgot this happens.
Could beneath the navel mean the bottom deck, and the Forest of Knowledge is the library? Then could Alice be in a room somewhere beyond the library?
What's wrong?
Yeah.
Junpei blinked, only
I just
then
remembered
did he
something.
notice Ice looking at him, curiosity and concern ran across his face in equal parts.
Is that so? What about?
Well, don't laugh, okay?
There was no reason for Junpei to hide his thoughts. He began to explain his theory to Ace. Then he stopped. It wouldn't make any sense if Ace didn't know who Alice was supposed to be, so he told Ace everything June had told him.
The Egyptian priestess and Ice 9. Interesting.
And the woman who wouldn't melt, who was recovered from the Titanic disaster? They called her All Ice, which eventually turned into Alice. And she was purchased by an English millionaire who called himself Lord Gordain. According to Seven, this ship is where he hid Alice.
And you think that he hid her in a small room, beyond the library on the bottom deck?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is just a theory.
Ace stared off into the distance, his hand slowly and absent-mindedly stroking his beard. After a few moments, his hand stopped. He turned slowly to look at Junpei, and his brows drew together.
Junpei, have you ever heard of the term CAS?
Cass?
It stands for Cells Alive System. It is an advanced technology for freezing and preserving organic matter. Put simply, it is a technique that allows one to freeze things without the formation of ice crystals. Normally, if you freeze something fresh, water within its cells expands as it crystallizes, damaging the cell membrane. CAS, however, works differently. The object to be frozen is supercooled using magnetic fields, and then frozen instantly and uniformly, giving ice crystals no time to form.
This is the system that they used in the second game.
It was originally developed for the preservation of food, as an alternative to the normal freezing process. Now, however, there are rumors that it can be used for other things.
What do you mean, other things?
Well, there are obvious medical uses, but perhaps also space travel.
Space travel? Are you serious?
Surely you've heard of suspended animation. Cryogenic freezing? It's a fairly common idea in science fiction books and films. People are sometimes frozen for especially lengthy journeys through space.
That was when Junpei understood what Ace was suggesting.
Whoa, wait a minute there.
Ace looked at him and raised an eyebrow.
Are you saying that Alice was frozen using that Cass thing?
Well, I'm sure the possibility is quite low, but it is a possibility. If this special ice you call Ice 9 does indeed exist, and Cass were used to freeze her into that sort of ice instantaneously.
You think she could be alive?
Well, I can't say for sure, of course. I'm only talking about possibilities. The melting point for Ice 9 is 96 degrees, right? If she were put somewhere where she could reach that temperature...
That's nuts. Are you really saying she could have defrosted and started walking about?
You're quite right. It does sound unbelievable. But if she had, then we would have an explanation for the man we found dead on the floor.
You mean the guy dressed like a captain?
Yes. He was dead when we found him. Clearly, he was murdered. But if he was murdered, then by whom? It couldn't have been one of us. That would be impossible.
This is, as I said, there is two ways you could reach the ending that we're going for. We're going to be getting we're going to be getting one ending tonight for sure. After that, I'm going to pause it. Because it's going to be 11.
In order to enter the captain's quarters, one must first open door 1. That door that requires the Earth key prevented us from accessing door 1.
But basically, this is all presupposing that you may not have done the safe ending and you don't know Ace is the villain.
Who was it that opened that door?
Santa and Lotus.
Right. Clearly, the two of them could not have opened door 1, or any other door for that matter. Who else then could have done so?
Junpei thought for a second.
Nobody. After Santa and Lotus used the Earth key, they turned back and met up with me and June. Then we returned to the large hospital room and found Ace, Seven, and Clover. While we'd gone into the shower room, Ace, Seven, and Clover had stayed behind. But it's impossible for those three to open door 1. But what about when June and I took the elevator to door 2? No, still won't work. We were only gone 5 minutes. No human being could have run to the captain's quarters, killed that guy in there, and run back that fast.
It would be impossible for any of us to be the murderer. That being the case, who could have killed him? Wouldn't it make sense if his killer was someone who had been in the ship for some time?
I'm just curious. I do want to go through the scene. We have a lock here. Interesting.
A person like that would know the ship well. They would know the locations of all the hidden passages and secret doors. The numbered door would mean nothing to someone like that. It would be a simple thing for them to enter the captain's quarters.
Then you're saying the killer was Alice?
It was Junpei's turn to raise an eyebrow. Ace drew his thumb across his lips thoughtfully.
Well, this is all only one possible theory.
Sorry, I'm kind of scanning through here to see what we could have possibly... missed. I don't think...
Is she really somewhere on the ship?
Junpei had only one clue. The key card in his hand.
Maybe this card will give me access to the Forest of Knowledge. And the big mystery. What could be there beyond the Forest of Knowledge? Anyway, whatever. It's gonna have to wait. I can't do anything right now. I'll come back to this later.
He gripped the key card tighter and shoved it deep in his pocket. Alright, so... Okay, that was the scene we needed to see to clear the second lock of this room. Alright. Take that. Now we can get out of here. Okay. Getting this code back, because I had to scroll up to see if there's actually a conversation that I'd somehow missed. There we go. Okay, I got earlier, blah, blah, blah. It's working, yay! There's 8 of them. Alright, let's figure it out. So we need... Three, 5. 1, 4, 2, 7, 2, 4. Alright, now we can get out of here. This is going to be another longer episode. We're probably going to have to split this again. They stepped out of the captain's quarters and into another hallway. The hallway stretched out in front of Junpei for a bit before turning left like a great backward L.
All right, let's go.
Junpei rounded the corner and took off down the straightaway. He ran and ran and ran. At the end of the hallway was a door.
That's the next door.
He made straight for it.
Wait, a piece of paper.
He was nearly halfway to it when he noticed a piece of paper in the middle of the floor. Junpei skidded to a halt.
This is...
He dropped down to his hands and knees and quickly tore the paper off the floor.
Map of the ship's interior for A-Deck.
What's wrong?
Ace, slightly slower by virtue of his advanced age, had finally caught up to Junpei.
I found a map for this floor.
He showed Ace what he'd snatched from the wall. He looked at it long enough to determine what it was, then nodded.
I see.
With that, he began running again past Junpei.
Well, that was anticlimactic. I should keep this, though.
Junpei shoved the map in his pocket and got up to follow Ace, but something stopped him.
Hey, where's Clover?
He turned around, hopefully not collecting an axe again. Clover was nowhere to be seen.
Damn it, what the hell is she up to?
Junpei muttered angrily under his breath and took off back the way he'd come. As he stomped around the corner, he saw her. She was standing in front of the door to the captain's quarters, her hand on the doorknob.
Clover!
Huh?
As Junpei watched, she closed it gently and quietly.
What the hell are you doing?
Nothing.
What do you mean, nothing?
Clover had unconsciously put her hands over the pockets of her jacket as if trying to hide something, so it was this like, yeah, we're right here, so this is unlocked, we should be able to go.
What the hell is that?
What?
You've got something in your pocket. What is it?
Oh, this? This is... a note.
A note?
Yeah, I found it in the pocket of the guy with the captain's clothes.
That's a bulgy note.
It said something about the darkness of the sinister hand or something.
What the hell? Let me see it.
No, not right.
But Junpei wasn't going to get to see it. From the other end of the hallway, he heard Ace's voice.
Hey, Junpei, Clover! What are you two doing? Hurry up!
He's getting mad.
Clover shrugged.
I'll show it to you later, all right? Come on, we gotta hurry.
Before Junpei could protest, she was gone. Around the corner and off down the long stem of the L, so that explains where Clover gets the note. A note. A note. Junpei was curious, but there was something else that bothered him.
From the look of that pocket, it doesn't particularly look like just a note.
Well, the important thing is it was not the axe.
Jeez, what are you thinking? For crying out loud.
Junpei did his best to convince himself that it would make sense later and ran off after Clover. Junpei pushed through the door and found himself in a large room with a large set of stairs.
The big stairs. So this is where it ends up. Just like it says on the map.
It was just what he'd expected to see after reading the map. His IC after reading the map himself meant that Ace had probably realized the same thing.
Ace, did he head down?
He put his hand on the handrail and leaned over to look down.
Oh, there he is.
Look, the 4 others are there too.
Not just Ace. Santa, June, Seven, and Lotus as well.
Really?
Let's join them.
Clover's in such a good mood now. Junpei and Clover glanced at each other, then hurried down the stairs. They reached B deck at the same time.
Jumpy! Clover!
Jun's face was excited. Something had happened, that much Junpei could tell by simply looking at her.
What's up?
Given their situation, he was not inclined to be excited about sudden developments. June, however, couldn't contain herself.
We found it!
Found what?
We found it!
What did you find?
The
It!
last door!
The clitoris!
We found door 9!
We found the G-spot!
What?
Come on! Just follow us! We'll explain on the way!
Okay.
Seven turned and jogged off down the stairs.
Well, if that's the case.
Wait for me.
We should get going as well.
The rest followed.
Jumpy! We finally made it!
The relief and excitement in her voice echoed what each of them felt.
Yeah, it's finally time.
Junpei wasn't quite ready to believe they'd really done it, at least not just yet. Still, if everyone said that it was door 9, then it probably was.
We've reached the end.
He could feel his heart racing. A mixture of anticipation and fear ran through his veins, and he could feel his legs shaking. He was doing his best to maintain a sense of healthy skepticism, but he couldn't deny that the prospect of escape was an exciting one.
Something's bothering me. Only 3 to 5 people can go through the numbered door. 7 of us are on our way to door 9. That means that, best case scenario, there will be 2 of us who have to stay behind. 2 people. Is there a way?
Junpei looked over at the clock.
4:30. We've only got 90 minutes left. I've got no time to wonder about it now.
Hey, Junpei! June! What the hell are you two doing? Hurry it up!
Santa's voice jolted Junpei out of his reverie.
Let's go, Jumpy!
June took off down the stairs, jogging as quickly as she could.
Yeah.
Junpei followed. As a group, they piled onto the elevator and rode it impatiently down to E deck. It looked familiar. There was a metal grate between the 2 elevators. Seven grabbed hold of it and began to talk.
I know I told you I'd explain it earlier, but honestly, there ain't much to explain. After we split off from you guys, the 4 of us got into the elevator on the left, and that took us to the other side of the grate. After that, we headed down another hallway. It took us toward the bow and eventually to the number 6 that you two found earlier. We opened it and kept going. There was another locked door behind it, like usual, but this time we had to complete 2 different areas before we could unlock it. Once we were through that door, there was another hallway that went the other direction, toward the stern.
So, on your way, you found the elevator.
That's right.
So, in other words, you kinda did a lap, huh? You came from that side to this side.
Yeah,
With that settled, Junpei looked around.
So, where's the number 9 door?
over here.
Seven began walking down the hallway that led toward the stern. Junpei and the others broke into a jog to keep up with him.
By the way,
They'd been walking for a while. June and Silent stepped at Junpei when she spoke.
you know, it's because of Santa that we're all here right now.
Huh?
that all 7 of us are going to door 9.
What?
You don't get it? Santa, 7, and Lotus, what's their digital root?
3 plus 7 plus 8, 1 is 18, 1 plus 8 is 9.
It's 9.
That's right. They could have just left me behind and kept going if they'd wanted to.
But they didn't.
Yes, because Santa wouldn't let them. He said, we can't leave June and the others behind. That's why we went looking for you guys.
And then you got on the elevator and went back to the central staircase.
That's right.
Well, I wouldn't have called that one. That Santa would be the one to stick up for you. I mean,
Junpei felt his eyebrows knit as he considered that.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
Perhaps June had sensed Junpei's concern.
I don't mean that 7 and Lotus said they wanted to leave me behind. We were just talking about it, and Santa objected to it first.
is that so?
Junpei was about to respond when 7 suddenly stopped.
We're here.
In front of them stood a door.
So, is this...
Yeah.
Junpei couldn't see 7's face, but he could see him nod.
There's no other place for us to go.
Nope. Just look around. There's a big old iron wall at the end of the hallway. The other hallways on the left and right are blocked by metal grates.
I see.
It looked as though 7 was right. The door in front of them was their only choice.
All right, let's get moving.
He pulled open the door and walked in. Junpei took a deep breath and followed.
Oh,
It appeared they'd been telling the truth.
no way.
The first thing Junpei saw as he entered the room was the number 9. Like all the others, it was a rough thing made of red paint. The door it decorated sat on the back wall of a rectangular room. Junpei ran up to it.
The 9 door.
It was a large double door with powerful styling. Something about it was almost majestic, and it made the red paint look especially garish.
We're finally here.
Junpei grabbed the handle and shook. It didn't budge, but then he hadn't really expected it to. The red was bolted to the wall next to the door. Its display read vacant.
No doubt about it. This is door 9. Oh, finally! This is the last.
Junpei felt a flood of emotion wash over him. He felt a chill down his back and his chest tighten even as his blood began to boil. There was a moment of complete silence.
Junpei, look behind you.
He turned around.
Behind? What?
Junpei could scarcely believe what he saw.
Why? A door and a 9. There's another one? Hey, what the hell? What the hell is going on here?
His words came slowly, and his brain struggled to understand what he'd seen. On shaky legs, he made his way to the second 9. There's a small door set parallel to the door they'd come in, but in the other corner of the room. 9. There was no mistaking the number, and if any more proof was needed, a red was bolted to the wall near the door.
There's a red there too. That means... And of course it won't open.
He grabbed the handle and shook the door, not because he expected it to open, but because he had to make sure it was real.
Why? Why the hell are there 2 doors?
It was Ace who spoke first.
Do you think perhaps one is the right door and the other is the wrong one?
Lotus was skeptical.
I don't know about that. It seems unlikely.
What makes you say so?
Well, think about all the rooms we've been through so far. They're full of puzzles, but there are always hints about how to solve them. I'm pretty sure there aren't any rooms where we just had to go with our best guess and leave it to instinct to solve the puzzle. Do you really think that at the very end of the game, Zero's going to suddenly throw in something that depends entirely on luck?
Then you're saying there's some sort of hint in this room.
No, I don't think there's a hint anywhere in here. I searched it very well when I was in here before. I didn't find anything that might have been a hint, though.
Well then, that means...
Yeah, both of these are the right door. I mean, if you think about it, Zero never actually said there was only one door with a 9 on it.
It is hidden, but an seek a way out.
Junpei began to mutter to himself.
So if there are 2 number 9 doors, if we split it up right?
That's not gonna work.
Junpei blinked and looked up at Clover. She held out her hand.
You've got a notebook and a pen, right? Can I borrow?
Yeah, here.
Slightly confused, he pulled them out and handed them to her.
Look at this.
I'm just gonna do a save maybe over here. Clover opened the notebook to a blank page and set it down on the desk. Everyone else gathered around her and watched as she wrote down a series of numbers.
You get it? The numbers on the top are all the combinations with digital roots of 9. The numbers on the bottom are the people who don't fit. There's only 8 possibilities if we split up into 2 groups of 3 or 4 people.
No matter what, we're missing 2.
So...
If 3 people go through the door, then 4 are left behind. If 4 go through, then 3 are left behind. Right?
yeah.
Clover nodded, almost as if she were pleased with herself for solving a difficult math problem.
No way.
The room went very quiet. Silence lay across everyone like a thick, heavy blanket. No one spoke. Their faces were blank.
Come to think of it,
Desperate for something else to look at, Junpei turned his eyes around the room.
what is this room?
Walls were covered with candles. The wavering flame made the shadows of Junpei and his companions look as though they were dancing. 2 rows of wooden pews filled most of the room.
It looks like it's set up for some kind of ceremony. But what kind?
Between them was a strip of rich red carpet. The carpet ran straight through the room, ending at the door that pointed to the stern of the boat. At the other end of the carpet,
Is that an altar?
there was a recessed space between the 2 other doors. Sitting on a raised section of the altar was a coffin.
A coffin? No, it couldn't possibly be.
But if it wasn't, then whose body occupied it? That was as far as Junpei wanted to pursue that line of thought. He decided not to think about the coffin for the time being. At that moment, Seven spoke. There was an edge of humor to his voice, but it was forced.
Okay, I give up. I give up. I figured if we sat around here long enough, someone would volunteer. But I guess nobody's got the guts to do it.
What are you talking about?
Junpei didn't understand, and he wasn't the only one.
What, you guys didn't figure it out yet?
Wh-
Fine, let me enlighten you. Clover was mostly right with her little explanation earlier, but she missed something. She wasn't really wrong, she just... screw it! Let me just write it out.
Seven snatched up the notebook and began to write in it. Everyone else clustered around him, desperate for a look.
If you're trying to leave with a group of 3 and a group of 4 and get everybody out, Clover's right. But there's another way. Only one combination, though. If you split us up into groups of 3, 3, and 1, you can make this combination.
Wait, this means...
Don't get me wrong here, I'm not trying to copy Ace or anything like that. Even if he hadn't been the hero back in the big hospital room, I'd still be saying the same thing.
The same thing? Are you saying?
Yeah, I am. I'll stay behind.
Why are you acting so heroic all of a sudden? Are you some kind of idiot?
Lotus was the first to speak. That in itself was a little strange. She'd reacted much differently when Ace had volunteered.
No, I am completely against this. I'll be goddamned if I'm gonna have to owe you for getting out of here.
The rest of them began to speak all at once.
I'm against it too. I didn't want to leave Ace behind, and I don't want to leave you either.
I don't like that idea. There's gotta be other options.
I disagree as well. I can't say I care much for you being the hero.
Finally, they quieted down. Junpei looked at Seven.
Well, there you go, Seven. Proposal denied. Clover's right. There's gotta be a better way than this.
Seven made some noise that was somewhere between a derisive snort and a cough.
Doesn't make any sense.
He was doing his best to pretend they were making a foolish decision, but Junpei could see the twinkling of water at the corner of Seven's eyes. That was when Santa spoke.
Whoa, hold on a minute. I haven't said anything yet.
Until then, Junpei hadn't realized that Santa had stayed quiet for the whole discussion of Seven's fate. Something in his voice made Junpei uncomfortable.
Are you... agreeing? You want to leave him here?
Santa shook his head.
Nah, I'm against it. I don't want to leave Seven here alone.
Then I don't see how it matters.
I said alone.
Huh?
I said I don't want to leave Seven alone.
There was a dull shine in Santa's eyes. They were cold and hard. Junpei felt himself shiver.
What the hell are you...
What? You don't get it? I can't leave just one person. I need 2 more. 3 people, including 7. I'll be leaving behind 3 people. That's my proposal. No, those are my orders.
What do you mean, orders? What the hell makes you think you can order us around? Who the hell's gonna listen to you?
You all will. In 3 seconds, you won't have a choice.
What?
3, 2, 1.
Santa was so fast, Junpei could barely see him. When he moved, it was almost like watching a dance. His feet moving like lightning. He spun and... he had June.
See? I told you.
His lips curled into a cruel, mocking smile.
Huh? What?
A shudder traveled the length of Junpei's spine. His chest froze and he could feel his breath go stale in his lungs. Nothing made sense. Junpei felt as though his head were about to explode. Santa suddenly changed in attitude, saying that he needed 2 more. The gun in his right hand, a revolver. Santa had grabbed June from behind and pressed what Junpei's shaken brain identified as a revolver roughly against her temple.
Why? What the hell is that?
Where on earth had Santa possibly found a gun? Junpei's questions roared in his mind, but his mouth refused to ask them. Seven spoke almost as though he had sensed Junpei's confusion.
The gun's from the other room.
What room?
One of the rooms behind door 6. I should have known he was gonna do this. I should have taken the gun.
Well, it's too late now, fat ass.
Damn it!
A mixture of fury and frustration twisted Seven's face, and he glared at Santa. Santa, for his part, didn't so much as flinch. The corner of his lip twitched into a slightly wider smile. Then the smile faded and he began to move. He walked backward, dragging June with him. Before long, his back was resting against the door. On the wall next to him was the red. He put his hand on the scanner panel quickly and then forced June to do the same.
Now, time for you to start following my orders. Ace, Lotus, congratulations! I've chosen you to come with me. Put your hands in the red.
3 + 6 + 1 + 8 is 18. That was what Santa had meant when he said he needed 2 more.
Hey, you deaf? I gave you an order.
Santa's eyes narrowed to slits. He glared at Ace and Lotus. They stayed frozen like deer caught in the headlights of an oncoming car.
Right, fine. I didn't want to waste any bullets, but you guys just don't get it.
No sooner were the words out of Santa's mouth than his hand twitched, and the gun roared. A section of the floor exploded, scattering wooden splinters across the floor. A thin plume of smoke snaked out of the hole in the floor. There could be no doubt the gun was real and worked.
He really shot it? But why? Santa, why are you...
Clover's voice spoke of betrayal and disbelief.
Santa, I thought you were one of us. I thought we were friends.
What?
You knew about the leaf words and the 4-leaf clover.
Santa's cheek twitched almost imperceptibly.
What the hell is that shit? I've got no idea.
You're lying.
Shut up! Just shut up! You stupid bitch! You want me to put a bullet in your fucking head?
Flecks of spit flew from Santa's mouth, his face twisted with rage. Clover recoiled, her eyes wide. When she spoke, her voice was very small.
Santa.
He snorted, then shook his head vigorously and turned to face Ace and Lotus.
Alright, assholes. What are you still standing there for? Get over here and scan those bracelets. I don't have all day. Oh, what's the matter? Your hearing's starting to go? Going senile, maybe?
Ace and Lotus still didn't move. It almost seemed as if they couldn't move. June's face was pale behind Santa's arm. Her eyes were wild and her chest heaved with every quick breath like an animal cornered by a predator. Junpei's mind worked furiously. What were they going to do? Then he realized something. There was nothing they needed to do. There was nothing to debate.
That's it.
June's safety was the first priority. That much was obvious. Doing as Santa had commanded meant that she would be safe from at least 2 threats. She wouldn't be shot, and she would leave the ship alive along with Santa, Ace, and Lotus. There was only one thing for Junpei to do.
It's the only way.
He turned to Ace and Lotus.
Please, go.
Huh?
No way.
Jumpy, what are you saying? If you stay here, you're going to be stuck, Jumpy. And so will Clover and Seven.
I know, but you don't need to worry about us. We'll figure something out. Right, Seven?
Right. You just leave it to us. It's gonna piss me off to do what Santa says, but...
Don't worry about me either. There's still something I have to take care of.
No, you can't! Ace, Lotus, don't come over! Don't worry about me, please!
June was almost crying. Junpei walked around behind Ace and Lotus. He gently placed a hand on each of their shoulders
Please.
and pushed them toward the door. They almost stumbled, then righted themselves and took another step, and another. They turned around and Junpei nodded.
Go.
all right.
Fine.
Ace and Lotus turned around again and walked slowly toward the door where Santa was waiting for them. After what seemed like an eternity, they stopped in front of the door marked 9. Santa smiled.
All right, now let's get those hands on the scanner panel. What's the holdup? What? You think I'm fucking around here? I don't give a shit about this girl. The reg doesn't need a person, you know? All I need is the bracelet. You get it? Good. Now put your fucking hands on the scanner. I'm not gonna say it again.
He shoved the revolver harder against June's head and she winced.
Fine.
Ace sighed, defeated, and placed his hand on the scanner panel. Lotus went next. Lotus glared at Santa and slammed her hand on the scanner panel. The 4th asterisk blinked on.
Good job. Now, Lotus, pull that lever. Soon as the door opens, you get your ass in there. Try anything stupid, and you know what happens, right?
Damn it.
Junpei could almost hear Lotus's teeth grind. The door slid open. Door number 9 opened at last. It opened with a low, powerful rumble, a drum roll to welcome the chosen few.
Good. Go.
Lotus and Ace walked through the door, their eyes furious but defeated. Santa waited until they were all the way inside, then hauled himself and June across the threshold as well. 6, 7, 8,
Later.
9. After exactly 9 seconds, the door swung shut. The gust of air it created caused the candles on the altar to flicker and die. The room fell silent. Junpei, Clover, and Seven had been left behind. Clover looked down at her hand and traced with her finger the faintest blue vein that crisscrossed them. Seven shoved his arms in the front of his overalls and scratched his stomach. No one spoke. Silence made the air feel thick and oppressive. Desperate for something, anything to occupy his mind, Junpei walked to the larger of the 2 9 doors. He stood in front of it and looked at the red. It read engaged. He moved to the smaller door. The red read vacant. The digital root of the remaining people was 7. There is no possible way for them to open a door with a 9 on it. Junpei touched the surface of the door.
June.
He thought about June, about Akane Kurashiki. Was she safe? That was all that mattered to him. If she was alive, if she had escaped this horrible boat. That was what Junpei prayed for. 7 came up next to him. He pulled off his hat, scratched his head, and sighed.
So, what do you want to do, Junpei?
What do you mean, what do I want to do? What can we do?
7 opened his mouth to respond when a noise echoed through the room. Someone was pounding on something vigorously. It wasn't mechanical, it was certainly human. Junpei and 7 looked at one another.
What the hell is that?
Shh, quiet.
Clover motioned to 7 to be quiet. She put one finger to her lips and closed her eyes in concentration. The 3 of them listened, trying to determine where the sound was coming from.
Where is it coming from?
Could it be?
Hey, I think it's coming from this coffin.
You're right.
Let's open it.
But how?
What are those muscles for? For show?
You're telling me to force it open?
Just shut up and try!
Junpei and Seven grabbed hold of the coffin. They tried to get a good grip with what little purchase they could find and pulled with all their strength.
Damn it!
It won't even budge.
There was some sort of keypad attached to the coffin. Its purpose would not have been difficult to determine. Their eyes were almost immediately drawn to it.
Not another one.
Yeah, looks like it.
Do you think we have to put in the right password or it won't open?
I think so.
The noise wasn't stopping. In fact, it was getting louder.
Whoever or whatever's inside this thing wants out, and now.
I know that. But how?
Without a passcode, I don't think there's much we can do.
They couldn't even tell how many numbers the passcode needed to be.
Isn't there a hint somewhere?
Well, let's look for one.
Unfortunately, there didn't seem to be anything near the coffin. Clover ran to examine the pews, and Seven investigated the desk, but they turned up nothing.
Ugh, there's nothing here.
Not making this easy, are they?
The sound still wouldn't stop. It wasn't a noise that belonged in that room.
What's the passcode? What am I supposed to do? How can we figure it out? I need something.
Suddenly, there was a voice inside of Junpei's head. Truth had gone, and truth had gone. Now truth is asleep in the darkness of the sinister hand.
Wait, what? What the hell was that? That voice?
Junpei was utterly and completely baffled.
Huh? What?
What's up?
Seven and Clover ran over to him, but Junpei didn't know what to tell them.
Huh?
If he told them he heard a voice, they'd laugh, or worse, think he was going insane. So all he said was...
Oh, nothing.
He cleared his throat a little too loud and looked pointedly down at his bracelet. There were a pair of small buttons protruding from either side of it. Junpei. And this is where we're going to call it a night, because it has gone very late, and the only thing that is going to happen from this point forward is more story. So we're going to pick up here tomorrow, or Sunday, for sure. We're finally on the way to the true path. 2 a.m. We are finally on the way to the true path. Now, you can get the coffin ending without... That's what this marks here, is the coffin ending. If you don't have the password, you end at the coffin. You will get this. If you continue past to the true ending, you will get the coffin ending and the true ending together. But by having the safe ending unlocked, we have the option to do the bracelet puzzle and enter the passcode. But as you can see, now that we've unlocked this ending, unlocked this path, we have quite a bit of ways still to go. So we will pick this up from Sunday. I may even start a little bit early just so we hopefully have enough time to finish this game completely. I will see you then. Have a good night. When I say early, I'm going to try to start like an hour early, maybe even as early as 5. But good night. I will see you then.